Hans Temesnode, FightHype.com, and with Sena Agbeko. Hopefully I said that right.
Yes, you said that perfectly right. Sena Agbeko. Yes.
Perfectly. How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good. Feeling relaxed. My focus for fight week is just to keep a very calm demeanor, keep my energy, safe space, and just focus on the task ahead.
You like you were saying, you do seem very, very calm. The fight is just a few days away, man. This is the biggest fight of your life, can really put you on the map. How are you staying so level-headed and calm and chill right now?
I mean, it's a moment that I've envisioned for a very long time. About a year and a half ago, my team and I embarked on. We actually sat down and planned to this, and I actually told them that, hey, every fight's gonna get bigger, and the ultimate goal is to fight for a world championship. So I mean, this is an interim world championship, and our goal is to win this and possibly maybe even fight like a Canelo or But I don't want to look too far ahead. I just want to focus on this fight. So that preparation, that anticipation, that visualization is what is helping me stay calm, because I envisioned this long before we got here. So it's a part of the process, and I understand that we have to go through all of this to get there.
Is it difficult to, when you go ahead and you look at Morrell on tape, is it difficult to kind of see the holes in his game? Only because he only has 9 fights, he's looked incredible.
Yeah, it's difficult, and he's gone in against, I mean, on paper, the opponents have great records, but then also, there's also the lack of preparation factor. Like, a lot of these fighters were given the fights on 2 weeks notice. His very last fight, the dude got the fight on a week's notice. So it's very hard to really gauge his performances off that, and it's really hard to see loopholes in this game. But at the same time, my mindset is I'm the champion, and everyone's coming at me. Understand? So I'm looking at him like, okay, this guy wants to take what I want. So my preparation is for that, for whatever he's gonna bring.
Why exactly did you opt to fight David Morrell? I know a lot of other fighters in there, they'll all tell me the same stuff. Yeah, he's pretty good, but he only has a handful of fights, and I got too much to lose as opposed to gain. So
Yes.
why were you just
I mean, honestly, I had very limited options myself. None of the other big dogs wanted to fight me. They all felt like I was a little too unknown to take a chance against me. So I was always left, on the sidelines. So I wasn't really getting any fights, and it was a matter of taking what I could get. Aside the fact that, Morrell is a very dangerous prospect according to a lot of the other guys, but they were probably not being paid enough to fight him either. So he was also kind of caught up in a situation where he needs to fight. So those two situations played out well for both of us, where we need to face each other, and then whoever advances proceeds on with their career. So that's essentially how it came together.
Can I get your thoughts on how did you think JERMALL Charlo looked in his comeback fight? It was supposed to be a catch.
I mean, I thought it was a little lackluster performance from him. I thought that he would have done better against what's his name?
Jose Benavidez.
Yeah, Jose Benavidez. But the thing is, considering also the weight factor, Jose fought Crawford at 147. He got stopped by Crawford. We all know Crawford is an exceptional fighter.
He actually fought him at 140.
Well, you see, exactly.
No, wait,
so they did fight.
140?
It probably was 140, yeah. So
yeah, it was 148.
Yeah, but coming from that far down, even if it was 147, coming from that far down to fight at a catch weight of 163, I believe. I mean, you would think that JERMALL would have had the weight advantage to just really proceed and really dominate and possibly maybe even stop them. But I mean, I thought it was a lackluster performance, but also he had been off for a while. He had a lot of mental issues to deal with, and you can't underestimate the role that mental it's everything. So he did well to fight his demons and then even come back to that stage. So I applaud him for that. The most important thing is he got the win, and he has a chance to make things right in the future.
Is JERMALL the type of fighter that you're actually looking forward to? Probably
I would love to fight JERMALL. At least from what I heard, I think that there was actually the possibility earlier in the year, but then he had issues with his mental health that he had to deal with. So that was immediately fell off the table. As soon as it was presented, it fell off the table. But I did hear from some sources that I was actually considered as a possible opponent early on in the year, especially after my coming up the win against Steen on Showbox. I was considered as an option for him. but then he was not ready because of his mental health issues. And I'm just glad that he's back on the path. And then I mean, who knows? I've been in camp with him. Me and him have been in the same ring, talked, and shadow box together and everything. And I definitely fancy that down the line.
What do you think about him as a fighter at 168 pounds?
I mean, I think he's a strong fighter with a very good job, very, very strong fundamentals. And I don't know about 168 though, because clearly, even against a smaller guy like Jose Benavidez at that catch weight, I don't think his power showed much. And these 168 guys are big. I even consider myself a smaller 168 pounder. Morrell's a big guy, and so is Benavidez. Both of those guys are like two of the biggest guys at the 168 pound limit. So it's going to be a challenge for him. But I mean, obviously he has the experience, and we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out.
In terms of you just saying that Morrell is a bigger kind of guy, and you're more on the smaller side, is it kind of where it's like easier said than done in terms of just like, all right, I gotta get inside, I gotta make it dirty, as opposed to staying on the outside trying to box?
I mean, Morrell is the kind of fighter that I feel like, he's well-rounded. People forget that he's from the Cuban system, the Cuban style, and these guys are like very good fighting off the back foot. The thing about him is that he's also very good fighting offensively, and so far he's shown more of that in the fights against his opponents. So I think that he has a good bit of both. I think that I just have to go in there and assess the situation in the early going and see what's best. And my objective is just to make sure that I get my hand raised at the end of the night, however that is.
Is his confidence gonna disappear the moment you touch his chin, man? Does everything change?
I mean, that usually happens with people who get in the ring with me. It's not even about the power. I feel like a lot of people underestimate. They look at me, they look at my physique, and they probably look at my background and where I'm from. And then I feel that a lot of people make a lot of assumptions about me even before I get a chance to get in the ring. And this has happened too many times for me not to notice the trend. So I think that it's not only going to be just the power, which I'm not heavy on anyway. I think it's going to be more, the style clash. And then he's going to realize that, okay, I have, more of a boxing IQ than he thought. And I think that's where the surprise is going to come from more than anything else.
Gotcha. And just my last question, man. How exactly does the fight end this Saturday night, man?
I mean, with my hand being raised. and the new.
Knockout?
I mean, I don't have a flashy, knockout, one punch knockout. I feel like it's always been like, beat down submission. That is the goal. It's going to be difficult to score a decision here in Minneapolis, considering that it's his hometown and he has, built a following here. So obviously that's my objective, to get him out of there as soon as I can.
Gotcha. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much.